All right, take two.
Back at it again.
So, second time's a charm. Let's go. Dalen, you want to hit us with the intro?
Sure. Hello and welcome to the Sadpad podcast, a podcast where I sit down with some of my friends at a Discord call and we talk about our lives. And today I'm joined with my two excellent and beautiful
I,
co-hosts, Connor.
I have to stop you. You kind of cut out.
I did? Well, that's just
You cutting
Discord.
out
They're
when you.
they're not going to hear me on OBS.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Well,
we're just going to cut that
anyways,
and I'm not going to stop recording with my two
Well,
excellent and beautiful co-hosts, Connor
bro, you're gonna make me blush the second time.
true.
and Evan.
I can only say hello so many times.
And
Um,
for those wondering why, they're talking about doing this for a second time because it's Sadpad tradition for me to screw something up while we record, and that's why we have an episode 2.5, and that's why we're doing this again on the second take because you guys couldn't hear me on the first one.
oh
So
man, let's not put all the blame on you. I mean, this time, yes, 100%
this
all
one
your
was
fault. All right.
this one was definitely on me. Episode 2.5 is kind of on me, but that's because I wasn't thinking about it. So
Well, this is gonna be some deja vu for us, but like, this is gonna be your guys' first time hearing this. Um,
Mhm.
do we want to get in onto how you and Evan started the podcast, like the idea of it?
Right.
oh sure. So the original idea for the podcast it came from Evan and I whenever we were in a Discord
You're
call playing video games with
being
each
a bit of a
other.
goof.
Yeah, and we would like someone would say something sad, and then I would do like a mock intro for a podcast that would become the intro for
Mhm.
this podcast. And then we kept doing that bit until Connor got in on it, and then Connor was like, "Why don't we make this like a thing? Why don't we do that? That would be really funny." Cuz I was originally like the original idea for the podcast was we get really deep and we have really like profound conversation while trying to speed run a game, which we're not all doing right now, but Evan is speed
I
running a
am
game right now
indeed currently speedrunning Ultra Kill.
because I thought it would be funny to watch people try and have like deep profound conversation while also trying to like get a world record. I thought that would be really entertaining.
Yeah, and
I,
honestly, great idea. You guys are geniuses. I'm just gonna have to say that right now.
I doubt I'll get a world record, but I'm sure I'll get
Hey,
somewhere.
he'll
at
be
least we're
he'll be
trying.
on the he'll be on
I'll
the
get
boards.
ranked.
Yeah,
Oh
he'll be
yeah,
on the
I'll be
boards.
on the board. I'll be somewhere.
You'll make it to that world record eventually. It's calling for
I
it. I
am.
can feel it.
Years of practice, but I'll get.
And then after Connor got on board with it, we started making the podcast, and then Connor sort of has his own vignette
Right.
about what happened. So, Connor, do you
Yeah.
want to
So
explain your half of the part or your part of this story? I guess.
yeah, of course. I just want to start off. Currently playing Minecraft. That's what I usually play. Hardcore. Might die. Who knows? But we started this. We were gonna first record this last year on November 3rd. But my ex, as I said, our first recording of this, she really wanted me to get into character. So she
Hmm.
dumped me the night
You're
we were
so
gonna
thoughtful.
record. Yeah, I'm honestly thankful. It really changed my life, honestly.
Yeah.
But she's like, "We're done over text." I'm like, "Cool." So second episode, or not second episode, the first episode, we recorded on November 4th, which is what we're doing right now. And if you look back at that recording, you can tell I'm not enjoying life.
I
Uh,
think I asked Connor like how his day had been, and he was like, "You know what?
Right.
I've been better."
Had better
it's
days.
it's a
It was
day.
quite. It was quite an episode to start off with.
It was certainly one of them.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad it started off like that. It it looking back now, hilarious.
I mean, yeah, for you.
Great episode. No, for
Evan and I
you.
were just about traumatized
Yeah,
when you went, "I'll be right back," and I could hear it in your voice that something had happened, and I was like,
Right.
"I
yeah.
don't
And
think
then
he's coming
10
back,
minutes
Evan."
later,
Yeah,
10
10
minutes
minutes
later,
later,
I
you
text
sent me
you.
a snap of you crying in the bathroom, and I was like, oh my god, what just happened to Connor?
And me coping with comedy as I usually do, I'm like, boys, I don't think I can record today. Just got dumped. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, and Evan and I were like, you know what?
It's like valid.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And
But it also made perfect sad pad material.
it really did. Build character. We're gonna try to have this released on the 7th because that's when we released it last year. So
If you're
to
seeing it on the 7th, then thank God.
If you're seeing it on the
uh,
7th, then we did our jobs properly
we did something right for once.
for
If
once.
you're not, then that's it.
Then something went wrong.
Something
Something
happened.
else went wrong.
Be afraid.
One of us might have died. Who knows?
In which case, if one
Maybe
of us does die, we will still release the episode, but
maybe
In
like
their
the
honor.
next day.
on the 8th.
You know, yeah, on the 8th. We gotta cope just for a day. We'll be over the other
Yeah.
person. They'll be
You have a
fine.
deadline to keep up.
Yeah.
We've just learned to
Um,
get through grief really fast. So
That good at it.
all right. I'm trying to think. How did we start off the first take? I think we covered about everything.
I think we've covered all the
I
ground
believe so.
as of
His
so the only
backstory.
thing we haven't talked about was just sort of the I think I asked like if you guys also experienced people coming up to you and asking you, "Hey, when are you gonna like start doing the podcast again?"
Right.
Because yeah, originally when we started releasing it, they did fairly well for a bunch of college kids releasing episodes just
Just a
into the
random-
internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they did fairly
Consider-
well. We got a decent amount of like traction. And
Yeah.
We did.
I just didn't expect the amount of like the volume of people who would come up to us afterwards and like, "Hey, when are you gonna start doing the podcast again? I really enjoyed it." And I'm like,
It's the next
"You
episode.
did?"
And I'd say
People
none
like
of us.
this.
I'd say none of us are like I'd say popular, but like for what our first episode was, like we we did pretty well, like for us.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, this podcast has always been super jank. Like you could probably hear it in like Connor's mic, or like our old
I'll be
mics
getting
were
that
pretty
It
bad.
would. It would always
So-
just be a side thing that we did.
Yeah, it would just it's a thing on the side. It's never like
We wanted to do something fun that we could also upload to the internet.
have like conversations with people, sometimes deeper, sometimes more lighthearted. Like this podcast is much more lighthearted than like I think episode 3 got like kind of dark at points. So like,
Probably.
We talked about like
That was the one.
mental health and stuff. We got like really deep.
yeah.
Talk about some weirds.
So yeah, we just kind of wanted an outlet where we could have this sort of platform where we could talk about sort of deeper things. Because I mean, like especially last year at the time, not a lot of people were discussing men's mental health, which makes me sad. So, and it's something
let's
that
not get
I know
too
I'm
deep.
passionate about. Connor's passionate about it, but yeah, I'm just talking about the purpose of the podcast. I don't.
Yeah.
Want, we're not going to get into mental health again. We don't need. We don't need to drudge that up because this is. I want to keep this episode relatively light.
It's our comeback.
Yeah. Our triumphant comeback to
The
podcasting.
return of the boys.
Sadpad season 2.
Season
knows?
2.
Season
2.
episode 5.
Season
All right.
2,
Do
episode
do we
5.
do we
Missed
want to
the
talk
first part.
about do we want to talk about what happened to episode 4?
Like talk about like what happened like as we discussed, like what we talked about, or like why we just didn't upload it. 'Cause that's all.
why got
That's
shelved?
um. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think it would be funny if there was
kinda-
just no context, but
No
That
context.
is,
you guys
that
want
is
to.
funny.
then I am more than welcome to talk about it.
We could just not use specifics and then just leave the rest of it to the listener's
The
imagination.
imagination.
Yeah.
There's definitely a few people out there that know.
Oh yeah.
But,
There's some.
There's a few.
You know who you are.
Do we
Yeah.
do we want to talk about like what we talked about in that episode? Like just give a brief explanation.
It was mostly about like science, theoretical physics,
Right.
stuff like that. But we had a specific guest, I'll put it, on the show who
Mhm.
we would have later issues with. So we decided that we we didn't want to upload that episode anymore.
Right.
That and it got corrupted.
That too.
So
Forgot
it's
about
gone. It never to be seen again. It is just vanished.
Never happened.
For careful listeners,
Yeah.
you might have just heard my
It's
neighbor
been
sawing
removed
something
from
in the
the-
background. I don't know what that was. But it was very loud, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping it didn't pick up, but it might have.
Do we want to talk about like what we've been up to since I think like early December when we stopped
I think
like
so,
releasing stuff?
because we were going to release an
Oh.
episode for
Oh,
December, and
yeah.
that was episode 4. We never did an episode 5 until now.
Yeah.
We're back.
Right now. We're back.
Dylan, would you like to go first?
Um, I don't know. I live a pretty boring life. I did nothing out of what I don't know the audience would expect. I assume.
Mhm.
I don't know. I got a job, like an actual big boy job for once, at General Motors. Excellent place to work. I loved the atmosphere there, and it also paid amazingly for a very broke college student, which is why my mic no longer sounds pretty bad. Not that bad, but pretty bad, because the toner was fairly awful. Now I've got a
We're back.
nice HyperX quadcast mic, which sounds
A
amazing.
nice, lovely voice.
I mean, I think if anyone though had an audio glow up, that was you, Evan.
That was I had a terrible headset mic because that was all I had. You
that
guys
was
at least had
a
somewhat decent
microphone,
mic.
Yeah.
And
It
now
was-
I'm the
glad
outcast.
it's no longer a part.
Yeah, now Connor's the ham radio one on the podcast.
I give you the crown.
I'm hoping
Bestow
by
upon you
by next
the title.
podcast I'm gonna have a better mic. So
And maybe some other things about the channel might have changed, hint hint, but we will see. Because we're having some work done to overhaul the channel, change it up a little bit. But you're just gonna have to wait and see what we're doing, because I don't want to spoil it, because I'm very excited for it. So
we're trying to come back brand new, different us.
I mean,
Kind of.
New me.
I feel like
New me was.
we've changed a decent bit since like last December, but at our cores we're still like fairly the same person.
Yeah.
Probably, I could guess.
Dalen, not Dalen. My apologies.
That is me.
Evan, would you like to update us on anything interesting that's happened since our last recording?
I mean, it's basically the same thing with Dalen. Nothing of note. We're all three of us are just kooky college kids. Nothing of note. So it's like it's been a chill summer. I do plan on working at GM next summer, so I will be
So-
joining Dalen there.
The grind.
Be joining
Hopefully.
Dalen on the grind. But that's about it. There's nothing else of note.
How about you, Connor? Anything
Well-
anything relevant
Yeah, anything-
happening? What's popping in your life, Connor?
I feel like
What's cracking?
I've had probably the most change since our last recording. I've been in 2 relationships since then,
Yeesh.
so that's quite a bit. One of them only lasting 3 weeks. Pretty hilarious. Let's see what else. Still have the same job. Worked with my ex. That was interesting. Honestly, I thought there would be more. No, that's about it. Oh, I've gained 20 pounds in muscle, so I'm pretty proud of that.
As
Okay.
you should be,
Respect.
because yeah, that's insane.
See, I've really been just focusing on myself more, besides the 2 relationships I've been in. Oops.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's about it.
I don't know, I wasn't even thinking about like relationships, because I've been in one since last December. One serious one. There was one kind of casual one, and I cut both of them off because I'm an insecure little wimp. But that, and I just wasn't feeling it. So
Yeah, no, my first relationship, I kind of toxic of me. Ghosted her until she broke up with me. And then
I'd have to agree with the
second
toxic
one,
one.
a little toxic. Second one I just ended. So
Mhm.
oof.
So
Anything?
Evan, how's your love life looking? Because it's looking a
Still,
little bleak for
still
Connor, man.
non-existent. It's bleak for all of us.
So what we're trying to
And
say is all of us here on the Sadpad podcast, single, ready and mingle, ready to mingle.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if that's how I want to put myself out there. But
it's not
you
really
guys
how
do
I want
you.
to put myself out there either, but
Here we
I was
are.
actually, I was looking at the wow, I cannot
The
speak.
what?
sound it
Statistics
out.
of our podcast, and I think we have like a whole 3 female listeners out of the lots of male listeners. So shout out to you three.
Yeah, shout out
If
to the 3 female
Okay,
listeners.
if you
that's three
guys are
female.
still listening, um,
I
if
hope you guys
not,
still are. Otherwise, it's gonna ruin our stats.
yeah, we love you. Please don't leave. We need some variety.
You know,
So,
we need to
yeah,
be all inclusive.
So
just a
any
little bit of.
topic ideas you guys want to talk about? It's kind of our first episode. We're taking this more casual.
Well, yeah, that's because we listened back to the old podcast and we sound like robots. It's not
Yeah,
like a conversation we're having. It's like a, yes,
Sounds like yes.
quite,
yeah, we were
indeed.
very
Told you.
scripted. Like we didn't
Yeah.
have a script, but it sounded like we were reading from
It
a
We
felt
script.
had
like it.
talking points that we'd give before the show, but like, it felt too robotic. We wanted it to feel more like this, which is more of a natural conversation, not just
Right.
like, which is why we're kind of talking
can
over each
actually
other a little bit more, stuff like that.
Relax.
Yeah.
And yeah, before we were like, oh, don't talk over each other. But now we're like, it's fine. It's literally how conversations work. Just gonna be talking
Oh,
over a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
This I hate skeletons. I'm just gonna say that. All right.
Me too.
I don't know why
I
you are a skeleton.
Gary.
completely blanked. I don't know what I was. Oh, I did try doing a speed run yesterday. You guys were watching.
Yeah, it failed
Not
pretty miserably, if I'm honest.
not you, listeners, but yeah, I died to an Enderman.
Yeah.
Quite unfortunate. I blame Dalen, honestly.
I don't even think I was like watching
You-
at that point,
yeah,
but
you weren't
it
even.
is
You weren't
totally
watching.
my fault.
That's the problem.
I needed you for
Right.
mental support, man.
Yeah. Hurry.
I was busy doing. I don't even remember, but I definitely was not watching stream. So
You
All right, so those of you that keep up with the Sadpad, I did post on the Sadpad story. Just ask us questions. Our first reply is from ours truly, Dalen. He said, "Who's the hottest co-host of the show, and why is it Dalen?" Do we want to talk about that?
Do we want to talk
I
about
mean,
that?
if I may, that Dalen is certainly a character. Smart,
Oh,
humble, funny.
sure.
He's the full package. I mean,
Extremely humble, if you ask me.
can't-
most
can't
humble
argue with that.
person, most humble person I've ever met. Honestly, gotta love that.
I don't
guy.
know. I think
Yeah, I
I
love
think
that.
Connor's pretty humble. Do you see his workout story post? He's always
Absolutely
just like, wow.
obnoxious. That guy, honestly.
That guy can't stand him.
Blowing up my Snapchat feed all the time. Completely obnoxious.
Keeps
Yeah,
sending
so
me
annoying.
red
Evan,
lines.
that Evan guy, he's all right, but just not nearly as hot as that Dalen character. I tell you.
Yeah.
Our dearest
Totally
friend,
agree.
someone I go to college with, Parker, he asked, when's the next video dropping? Well,
Right
we just
now,
talked about it.
You'll
as
see.
you're listening to it,
We recorded it, and it's dropping the day you hear it. Hopefully the 7th. Cross our fingers.
It should be the 7th if everything goes well.
He's planning to be the sevens. No
Let's
promises.
see. Next question. Oh, this is from one of our true dearest friends, Matthew.
Ew.
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 He asks, why sad? I don't think we should get into that on the first episode.
Is he
back.
saying why are we sad or why is
No.
there sad in the title? Like, why are people sad in general? What does he mean by
just-
why sad?
He's a very vague person. He
Why
just
sad?
says, why sad?
There's a number of different answers to that question. But I can handle this one too. Why not?
True.
True.
There you go.
Like, but then again,
not?
you could pose the question, why not be happy?
That's too many words. You just have to say why happy.
Why happy? That's true. That's true. To be honest, I think you might have to kick me off of the sad pad. I'm sorry, but I've been pretty happy lately. It's become a problem.
I mean, yeah, it has. I had to change the
stuff.
intro this time. It's a bit of a nightmare, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
we can talk
if
about.
you guys are depressed in the audience, we're looking for a new co-host member for
I'm
the
probably gonna have
Sadpad
to retire
podcast.
early.
Yeah, this guy's washed. So I need someone who's actually sad.
Yeah, unfortunately, my life has gotten
We need
better.
a new guy.
And frankly, it's sickening.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm sorry, guys. I will try harder to be sadder. I'm I don't know why I let you all down.
Mm, thought I could trust you.
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
thought we could trust you.
Heck.
I was really hoping we'd get like actual questions. No offense. I feel like Parker was the only one that asked an actual question. Mason asked, "Will it get any better?" Um,
Is he
will
talking
what
about
get
the
any?
show
no.
or his life?
Yeah, will life get any better? Maybe, probably not. I mean, mine's gotten
talking
better,
about the
but
show.
it's gonna go down.
If he's saying, will the show get any better? Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We're trying.
I
You
hope
want
it
it to
gets
be.
better, personally.
I'm gonna be honest. I think personally, I think Mason's probably our biggest fan.
I would have to say so. If there was one person
Probably.
who's been nagging me about
That is
getting
true.
episode 4 out, it's probably
He has
Mason.
been asking you, like, can I see the 4th episode? Can I see the 4th episode?
Yeah, he's been asking for his own like privilege for just him to be able to see the episode, and it's gone.
Fortunately,
So,
it
We
cannot
might
be the show.
we might
That'd
bring
be
up
my
one of the
favorite.
go ahead, Connor.
my apologies. We might bring up one of the topics because we mentioned this multiple times. The blood theory. We might bring that up in a later episode. So sorry to
Mhm.
keep you all waiting. But other
I
than
mean,
that,
we could talk about it now just to get rid of the mysticism of it, unless you want to keep it.
So there's no more questions.
That's true.
I-
If we're out of questions, then we can talk
yeah,
about blood theory.
No, I
Mason
meant
was the
so
last.
people stop asking about blood theory.
That's also fair.
I mean, yeah, it's so. The person we had a quote falling out with, he was part of it, but hopefully he's not listening. If you are, hi,
Get
how are you?
out.
Hey, man.
Basically, in high school, this girl I dated. Well, I wasn't dating at the time. One of my other friends was trying to date her, and he was trying so hard, and I come in not trying at all, and I get her. We start dating. But it originally occurred
He's just
with
humble bragging now.
yeah, very humble. It originally started with an assignment we had in our history class, and I was raising my hand to answer this question for probably 5 minutes, and the teacher does not pick on me. My old friend, who was part of this, he raises his hand, answers the question with the word blood, and he's like, "Good job, you were completely right." And I'm like, I've been holding my hand up for 5 minutes, and you don't call on me. So basically, the bottom line is the less you try, the more you succeed. It's pretty simple.
So, the basics of blood theory is just do or do not. There is no try.
Exactly. Do or
So
do
you
not.
guys
There's
just
Yoda.
you guys just rip Star Wars basically.
kind of, but I feel like Yoda's quoting like you have to try to succeed, but if I don't know. You know what? Skip me. I give up. I quit. We're copying Star Wars.
like I said, this guy's washed, ripping off Star Wars.
I'm ripping off Star Wars. I'm happy. Life is going great. I
Yeah,
need
it's
to.
on the
I
up
need
and
to
up for
stop.
this guy. I mean, jeez.
Wake up call. The heck, man.
I'm sorry, guys.
Can't be. What if we get in trouble?
From
What are the
who?
what are the higher
Star
ups going to
Wars.
say?
the suits at Big Sadpad.
What if Disney? What if Disney catches on?
Oh,
No.
okay. Yeah, that makes more sense than the suits at Big
Yeah, I don't
Sad
know
Pad.
why you guys is talking about us.
Yeah, no, I thought the higher ups of the Sadpad.
Well,
We don't
that
mention them.
we don't want to make them angry, man.
Oh my
They're
bad.
they're terrifying people.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I met
Have
him.
you not had talk to the suits at Big Sad Pad?
No.
Oh, you're
Evan, you're
fortunate
lucky.
man.
I only seen the little suit.
We are the little suits.
We are the little
Oh
suits
my
at Big
bad.
Sad Pad.
Exactly. Only seen the little suits. Only seen the little guy.
So since we ran out of questions, we would appreciate like further episodes. We're gonna have like more topics to talk about. But if any of you have like ideas of like things you want us to talk about or questions you need help with, we're always here. And we'd
Send it
love
to
to.
us on
We'll
basically
try to
any
answer.
platform, and yeah, we'll try to talk about it on the podcast. Or if we don't get around to it on the podcast, we will just talk to you directly. So,
Yeah, but I feel like we're gonna try to. We're not gonna have many comments. I'm sorry, but I feel sad now. We're not gonna have many comments. I know it, but we
with
will
that attitude, we won't.
answer as we will answer as much as we can. Probably all of them, if
Hopefully
not
Most
all.
all.
likely,
It,
we don't have a
Promise.
lot to burn through. I mean, we got through this batch of questions in like 5 minutes.
yeah,
So
that was way too easy.
I'd have to agree.
If we can
So
get more.
now I have a question for you guys.
All right.
Oh,
Do you guys have any questions for us to answer on the podcast?
I can't say I do.
I asked all the questions. I got the questions. I question. That's the
Got the
So
question.
I guess so, man. I guess he had the question for the questions, but I asked you guys
good.
the question about questioning you guys about questions.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we're stalling because we do not know any topics, and that's all right. First episode back.
Yeah, we got like 10 months worth of rust to knock off right now.
Yeah, it's been a while. Still trying to warm up.
I mean,
I
have you guys ever tried to talk for an hour while being recorded?
That's true.
it is yeah. You know.
Rough. Gotta.
I mean,
I mean,
since
she
you
drank
guys
plenty of water.
seemingly have no questions for us to ask, I I stumbled on this one the other day. It was this clip of Markiplier, and he was like, "If I had one day to live, what
Oh
would I
yeah, I think you
do?"
sent that.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
was like, he had like a really profound and beautiful answer. So this is a slightly deeper question for our first pod back. But if you guys had one day to live, what would you do with it?
Um,
um,
Evan, if you don't mind, I'd like to answer first, or if you want to, go ahead.
absolutely. You can go right ahead.
If I figured out I had one day to live, first of all, I don't think I would tell anyone. Mainly because
Oh,
the people that are in my lives now, I know want to be in my lives, my life.
mm.
Your
I don't have
lives.
multiple. I have multiple lives. Um, like I don't want to worry about like there's gonna be a bunch of fake people. If I say I only have a day to live, there's just gonna be a bunch of fake people out there that are gonna pretend that they were always there for me when they truly weren't. So
Mhm.
I'd honestly just be with the ones that I love and I know love me. Uh, you two, you'd be one of them.
Wait,
Just
the two of us would be one of them.
you
We will
all
Wait,
become
so
one.
which one? Yeah, which one of us is not invited?
no no I meant as in you guys you are one. All right, you are one with me.
Wait. Oh,
Think about it.
We're all
I don't think I
merging.
want to actually.
Think about it. That's my answer. Evan, take it away.
I think I do the same thing and not tell anyone because I don't need people to be like worrying about it. I will basically disappear. Probably. I will. You probably will not see me for that whole day unless, or I'll probably say like goodbyes, or I'll allude to it, but I won't directly talk.
So your plan is to just like lock yourself in your room and
Not no no not lock myself. I'm not. I mean like I will leave.
leave
I will like
leave and
get a
go
plane
go
ticket or
to
something.
where?
I don't know. I'll go somewhere. Get away. do whatever I want for a day.
This is like the most vague answer to the question.
Exactly. You guys will not find me.
He is gone forever.
So is your goal just to like ninja vanish and then like leave everyone guessing
Like,
as to if you're
yeah,
alive or dead? And then
probably. You guys won't know what happened to me.
I mean we
But
won't. If you
Yeah,
just
you
get on
just
a plane and go
I
to
will.
Nicaragua or something, we wouldn't know.
I'll probably play it off like, oh yeah, I'm leaving the country. And then, so if you don't hear from me for like years, it's because I'm gone.
dead.
Because you're
You're dead.
just yeah,
Not
but
dead.
you're
Not,
dead.
you,
Yeah.
you guys will just think I left,
I don't know. I
never
think if I
to.
don't hear from you for 10 years, I'm just gonna assume that you died. So,
You never know. What if I'm still out of the country? I'm still
I,
busy
and you
doing
never
whatever.
reached out once in like 10 years?
No.
Well, then either you're dead or you don't want to talk to me. If you didn't want to talk to me for 10 years, then it's one of the
Like
two
maybe I'll tell
things.
you guys, but like yeah, same thing with Connor is I won't tell anyone. Maybe I'll tell you guys, but it's not fully hashed out.
I don't
oh,
know.
all right.
I think for me personally, um, I don't know. Evan's got me thinking now. That's a really like drastic measure. But like, I think I would tell certain people. I'm
Right.
not gonna tell.
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
gonna
saying.
broadcast it. Yeah, I'm not gonna
That's what I
like.
changed my answer to to certain people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I'm not gonna
Connor.
scream out the window that I'm gonna die in like 23 hours. I'm not gonna do that. But like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I think 24 hours is both like enough time to get closure, but it also feels like it's never gonna be enough.
Oh,
That's
it
what's
won't.
weird because yeah, it's like you have a full day, but it's like think about like
Like you might have
drive
moments
time
where you're like,
trying to like
yeah, but in reality,
because there's so
it will
much
not
like
be enough.
I feel like I've got me personally just like a lot on my chest that I'd need to
Hmm.
do in 24 hours. So I'd need to be really efficient. I need like a very I'd be on a very tight schedule, but I think I could like die knowing that I'd said and done everything that I'd wanted to in like the what 2 decades of life that I've had thus far.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would just like I'd tell very specific people. I don't know if I'd tell you guys. It might be kind of funny for me to just die and then
I
you guys would never know.
I I get.
It would be funny for me, not for you guys. Funny for me.
no. I think true friendship is you just not telling us and just straight up die. I think that would be hilarious. Like
Absolutely. And then
person,
I
I'd be like,
expect
oh,
nothing
I'd be
less
sad,
than
but
the hypest funeral ever. I want them to be like serving food and shit at my funeral.
oh, it's gonna be fire. I promise
Also,
you.
also I'm putting this on the internet for like everyone to know. I want all of my closest friends at my funeral to do a Kahoot about my life, and whoever wins gets the majority of my money. Gets the majority of my money and my belongings. So
Damn, that's a great idea. I'm gonna have to steal that from you.
I know
So,
I've got
which,
incredible ideas.
which one of us is gonna die first, though?
Probably you, knowing how like stupid your lifestyle
I
is, Connor.
oh, that reminds me of what happened this summer. Well,
A lot happened to you
uh,
this summer. You might
yeah,
have
a
to
lot.
specify.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
one
think
of
I
the
know what you're
things.
talking about. But
Yeah, I was skateboarding at my buddy's lake, and uh, she was chilling. Uh, Two of my other buddies decided they wanted to go for a run. I, the bodybuilder, not really, that I am, decided I don't want to do cardio, so I'll skate by you guys. And I'm going down a hill at like 30 miles an hour and just completely wipe out. I have scars on my arms because of it. I'm not going to say what I chose to do after the accident, um,
It was
because it's
stupid.
it was
technically
very
illegal.
smart.
Because it was stupid. I remember yelling at you for it.
But yeah, I almost died. Like not even joking. I sent a picture of my cuts and stuff to my dad, and I'm like, bro, I almost died. He's like, try better next time.
Wait, try better to die or to not die?
I
I
I don't know.
assume not to die.
I it could be my
Knowing
dad. You
knowing
know
Connor's
him.
dad, it could go either way.
It could
It
go
could
either
go
way. That's why I love my dad.
Because he tells me to die.
Yeah, my dad is hilarious. Love the man.
I'd have to agree. Your dad is funny.
I
Yeah.
haven't met him, but I could probably agree to that if I have.
But yeah,
That's fair.
definitely
Yeah,
with my
you are.
lifestyle, I might die first.
I think, yeah, you'd probably die first.
I
Evan
Makes
and I
so much
don't
sense.
do enough, like
True.
in our free time, for it to be dangerous, like on a consistent basis.
Mhm.
So, because we
We're
we sit in our
we're
room
not
and
too
play
crazy
video games.
kooky like you, Connor.
Yeah, it's become a lot dangerous in the past year.
Connor has turned himself into a weapon, a
I
massive
am a
weapon, but
weapon.
only for himself.
He's just a
He's a weapon that's only dangerous against himself.
he's just a liability to himself and no one
To
else.
myself.
Yeah.
If someone told me to jump off a bridge, I would do it. I have jumped off a bridge, all right, and I will do it again.
He will do it again.
I'll do it again.
For those listening, please do not jump off of a bridge. It's
Please,
very
yeah, don't-
dangerous.
don't jump off
we
a
are
bridge.
not. We here on the Sadpad podcast do not incentivize, encourage, or condone any of Connor's actions. Connor is a trained professional idiot. Do not do what he does, or
What's
any of
the
us.
new Impractical Jokers?
Just Impractical Joker, just one.
Impractical Joker. Sorry, Connor's the new Impractical Joker. He's replacing Joe.
Did Joe leave?
Wait, yeah, did he leave?
Yeah,
Or is
he
he
left.
just
He left. This was so long ago.
Oh, I have not watched it in a
I haven't been
while.
watching Impractical Jokers, so
Just because they don't record new episodes anymore.
Oh, that
Because
explains.
Joe left.
Wow, why'd he leave?
I think it was a family thing, maybe.
there's so many people who just got heartbroken right now, Evan.
Yeah,
Me being
I'm
one of
sorry,
them.
I had
but
to be
also,
the
yeah, but yeah.
one to tell you.
well,
That's the problem. I have to tell you that.
Absolutely devastated currently.
I thought you guys knew this.
No, I didn't.
oh,
This
I
was
didn't know
so
this.
long ago.
I haven't been keeping up to date. Clearly, wow.
I need to look up when this happened.
Yeah, please do.
I'm
Or
absolutely
no, I'll
shook.
look it up since you're
Yeah,
speedrunning.
she's supposed to be speedrunning.
Well, I'm not timing it. I'm just playing the game as fast as I can.
He doesn't have live split
yeah.
yet.
There was an article that was posted February 4th.
Of this
So
year?
this was of this year.
Oh, this happened like recently.
Yeah.
Well, announced New Year's Eve.
But it was
2021.
also a while ago that I thought you would have known.
Yeah, he announced it New Year's Eve. We do not talk about New Year's, by the way. That was
We'll talk
something.
about New
Another instance where Connor almost died.
Yeah, I
It's a
since
story.
then,
It's a story for a
there-
different time.
I don't think I want that story out for maybe, let's say, at least a year. All right.
I think we give it like one or two.
Yeah.
That was a
my-
time. It was a
Let's
time.
say my dad found out. English is hard today. And
Dad, just for
confronted
you.
me about it. And he's like, I found some of the trash from New Year's. When are you gonna throw that away? I'm like,
yeah, I remember that.
yeah. He did that at the football
He did it
game
the-
he went to.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
the tailgate.
I'm pretty sure he knew the instant he like came down and saw us.
Yeah, he doesn't know exactly. I will tell him on my birthday what exactly happened, but
He watches the Sadpad. You just don't know.
oh,
You go
Uh,
figure out the set.
That'd be
hi
sick.
Dad, I love you. How are you?
That'd be
This is gonna be
sick.
an interesting birthday.
What's up, Mr. W?
Oh,
Honestly, that'd be
Connor's father. If we had never met.
Dalen's met him.
I have.
Evan, you
Well, no, I sort of met him.
you sort of met him, yeah.
You
But-
didn't introduce me. But
I've
I was
never met
there.
him. I don't know who my dad is. I'm joking.
And, yeah, I'm very
Actually, that would be interesting if he listens to the podcast. I doubt it though. Should ask him.
I mean, it would be cool.
You should ask him to be on the podcast.
That would
We're
be-
putting him on the podcast. Yeah.
I know we talked about this some other time ago, having like an in-person podcast. I feel like that'd be cool to have him for
Oh
that.
yeah.
Once
I think
We
it's
we get
just
like a good
send
it's
out a
just kind of a
mug.
lot of that's a lot
yeah,
of moving parts that we need to have all in one
Right.
space.
yeah. But that would be pretty interesting.
Then I
Yeah,
have no
we
clue.
up on that.
I have no clue how we would record that.
It, I don't know either.
I don't know either.
We'd figure it out.
Well,
Because we need three different mics running to either three different OBSs or one person's OBS, and that's some
well,
technical prowess I don't have yet, but we will figure it out when that happens.
the Quadcast has an omnidirectional feature, so like it
Yeah,
goes around everyone.
Well, what I'm saying
So we
is like
could do that.
we all either have to get on one mic, or we each have
Yeah.
our own mic, and then I don't know how to lay that out in OBS. But
We all
like I said,
use
cross that
one
bridge.
Quadcast. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Cross that bridge when we get there. So
We'll get there when we get there.
it'll be Evan's quadcast. So that way mine doesn't get broken. But
No, it will be yours because it'll be at your.
it probably won't actually because
if we record in person,
my
I'll
dad
probably be
is
at my
an
house.
avid saxophone player, and I don't need that on the podcast. I don't think anyone needs to hear that.
No
Hear
one.
your dad's lovely saxophone playing.
Yeah, we'll just be talking about men's mental health, and just like you'll hear probably the worst saxophone playing you've ever heard. I'm not taking it back, Dad. If you do hear this, I stand by it.
Not to sound rude or anything, but I doubt your dad listens to the podcast.
He definitely doesn't. There's no
Oh, yeah.
method for him to know about the podcast.
Yeah.
He follows me on none of my social media, and I'm not gonna text him the link. Nobody, if you have
Dad, you wanna listen?
if you have access to my father, do not send this to him. But if you don't, then still don't send this to my dad. Don't hunt
Yeah,
him
send
down.
it to his mom.
That would be kind of entertaining.
That would be hilarious. Send it to my mom, actually. If you know, you
Good
know.
luck. Good luck.
No, you know.
Send it to Connor's mom. Good luck. That's all
Have
I'm
fun.
gonna say.
That's all that needs to be said. We will not dive in deeper. Also, I don't know if I already said this. I know I said in the first recording. If you happen to see like this on YouTube, do not mind the shape of my house. Okay, it's what you think it is if you play Minecraft.
Also, if you're listening
All
to this,
Minecrafters know what's happening.
this is super scuffed. My neighbor's consistently sawing things in the background. If you can hear it, I hope you can. And also,
It's not picking up for us.
my
but I
roommate's
think you're
in the
fine,
house. So if you hear stuff in the background, it's him.
Was there anything like particular you guys want to talk about? Like, I don't know, wrap things up. I'm not really sure what time we're at.
We've been gone for about 40 minutes. All right, so
No one's got nothing to talk about.
I don't know. I
Trying to
introduced our
think.
last topic. I don't want to. I am the host of this show, but I don't want to be the sole guide of this show. That's the whole reason I have you guys here, is for different perspectives.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, and like what I think Dalen said too, if you all have any questions, feel free to ask. We'd be glad to answer them. Like, they don't even have to be serious. This isn't 100% a serious podcast, but we'd like to get into some deeper things at some point,
We do it occasionally.
occasionally. I completely forget what is our motto. I think thought-provoking conversations sometimes. something like that.
Occasionally, it's something like that. Because that's what
I'd
we
also
shoot
like
for.
Yeah. I'd also like to say, please send this out to whoever you think would enjoy it. The more listeners, like, the better. Even if you don't like the podcast, please send it out.
And
it'd be
if you don't
greatly
like the
appreciated.
podcast, tell us what we're doing wrong. We'll try and fix it. And if your grievance is stupid, we won't fix it. So
It's like, if it's because you don't like one of us, that sucks.
Suck it up. Stop watching the damn show.
That's true. Can't really put it any more softer, bro.
You chose to be here. Watch through
You're listening to
however
we'll always
much
have
of this we
Mason.
burned through. So
We'll always have Mason. We know he'll listen.
That's true.
Shout out to
Always
Mason.
amazing.
And if you guys think you're our number one fan, not Mason, let us know in the comments below. We'll have you both on the show
Talk
at
to
the same
Mason.
time, and you guys can duke it out on the podcast. It'll be great.
That'll be great.
I'm gonna be honest, I have made no progress in this Minecraft world. I have completed the glass ceiling of my quote unquote house. Um, Evan, how is your gaming going so far?
It's going, I'd say, successfully so
You
World
far.
record
wanna
pace?
Well, I'm not doing work record pace, but I am getting P ranks on Act 2.
Oh nice. Do you wanna talk about like what your game's about? I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
Um, it's a lot of stuff to do with like God and stuff, but
We
the
don't
interesting take is that you are a machine named V1, and your mission is to, I don't know if we know his mission. It was like a war machine, but we in this world, it's a world without wars. So there's no need for a war machine in a world without wars. So there is only one of him ever made, hence the name V1.
like interesting. Like is there like a objective? Like
Um, something to do with hell. I don't know if we know it yet.
okay.
At least I don't know. But we're in hell right now, and mankind is dead.
Love to
Blood
see
is
it.
fuel. Hell is full.
That was
Those are the
quite
first three
quite the
sentences you
array of
see.
words that you just said.
That is my favorite intro to a game.
Blood is fuel, hell is full. That is something.
It's powerful. And so you're going through the layers of hell one at a time. And I think on the gluttony layer, you find, or no, I think it's wrath. It's one of the two. You meet Gabriel, Judge of Hell,
Who Evan
and
is in love with.
yes. I won't go to it any further
I'm
aspects of
I'm
my
kind of curious
relationship with
now.
Gabriel.
I think it's why we
But
have a off podcast
you
conversation. I'm
fight him,
curious.
you defeat him, and then he gets mad, says a swear, and then leaves and goes back to
I
heaven.
swear. In this
Yeah,
game
man.
about God, how could he?
That's what I'm saying. Then he goes back to heaven, gets ridiculed by the council for being defeated by a machine.
As you
Oh, I
do.
forgot to talk about V2 as well.
I thought you said there's only one.
Well, he's like a different version of you.
Oh,
They made V2 just in case. He's different though. He
He's not like
because
the other
V1
girls.
can heal himself by blood, which is why blood is fuel. But V2 cannot. He's just stronger. He's you, but tries to be better. But obviously he he's not. He's not as cool. He's not as quirky. And then when you kill him, you seal his arm.
convinced.
I don't know why. But yeah, Gabriel go back to the council, and then Act 2 starts after he's ridiculed and says he has 24 hours to kill the machine or he dies. And then
That
you're in Act 2.
that is tough. I hate it when
It
that
is kind
happens.
of tough. Act 2, you're going through more layers of hell. You fight V2 again, except this time he actually dies. And thank God, because I don't want to fight him again.
I hate it when that happens.
Because
So
I don't
relatable.
need to be fighting a fast boy such as myself. And then you fight Gabriel again. And then because he's like that one super strong warrior that's never been defeated. And then we're
And
the
then you
first to
defeat
defeat
him.
him.
Yeah.
I think we turn him into a masochist essentially. That's my idea because he's never bled before. And so he's astonished to see his own blood.
I
And
mean, you
then
know what? I
Act
think if
2
I'd
ends and we
never
haven't got
seen blood before, I'd be the same way.
Well, he's seen blood, just not his own.
Yeah, you know.
He's
That's gotta be
astonished.
a hard thing to come to grips with.
Oh yeah, because he thought he was God's perfect soldier, even though God left a while ago.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
Like Aruba? Just went on
Visit the
vacation.
kids.
Yeah, went to
Visit,
Aruba with the kids and
visit his favorite kids. Not Gabriel, essentially.
So Evan, in your opinion, who are God's favorite kids?
I don't know. I haven't met the other ones yet.
Hmm.
I've only
Jesus
met
got to be
Gabriel.
one of them.
I don't know if Jesus is canon in this world.
Jesus is not canon. Got
I
it.
don't know. I don't think this is specifically like Christianity or anything like that. I think this is just kind of God and machine.
Just God.
Man versus angel versus machine versus hell
I
and heaven.
I'm convinced.
I don't know. I don't know the whole lore yet. I gotta watch the lore video. We'll come back. We'll bring this back next time, and I'll know the full lore.
Yeah, we'll just have a full podcast where Evan sits down and describes the lore to us
Yeah,
all.
I'll try to, as best I can, explain the entirety of it,
So Connor,
and
what's the
it'll be
lore
terrible.
behind your game?
Yeah, what's the lore behind Minecraft?
So I am me. I could say that. I built a house that's in the shape of a and well, I'm farming. That's basically it. Oh, I was just in hell. That too.
Oh, same.
Except I got scared and only went there for
Oh,
bones. But
You only
that's
went
it,
there for
really.
bones? Gotcha.
Nothing too exciting.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
might
feel like there's a deeper lore behind this. What's your motivation? What's your driving force?
My driving force is currently not to die because I'm playing hardcore and I am low on health. Um, just like Minecraft, it's basically like me in real life. I'm always close to death, like literally 24/7. So I think that's why I love this game so much.
Like we said before, we do not condone any
Yeah,
of Connor's actions here on the Sadpad podcast. Be responsible. Don't be an idiot.
but
Don't be
don't
Connor.
don't be me.
Don't
I think that should be our motto. Don't be Connor.
be Connor.
don't be Connor.
That'll be our sign off at the end of every video.
They're better role models.
Don't be Connor.
Like,
Thank you for
subscribe,
watching and don't
leave
be
questions
Connor.
down below. Don't be Connor.
Dude,
That's it. That's the outro. No.
well, speaking of outro, do we want to wrap this up or any other
uh,
conversations we want to talk about?
I mean, I've introduced my share. So if you guys have any burning questions that you want to get out on the pod, then go for it.
Oh,
That's
Parker
it. We're
just
just gonna
texted
stay
me and Parker just texted me and he said he passed one of my exes. That's funny. All right.
I
I think
think
we
that's a
just end
perfect
the
place
podcast.
to wrap up
Perfect
this
place.
Yeah.
episode 5 of the podcast, our triumphant return to podcasting as it was.
Season 2, episode 1
Episode 5.
is that's not how seasons work.
Yep. That's why
We'll
we're
figure
doing
it out.
because it's funnier.
Episode 5.
Season 2, episode 5. 1 year
Well,
later, 1 year dumber, and we're excited to be back, ladies and gentlemen. But I think we'll call it here for this episode of the Sadpad podcast. So,
It's great talking
if
to you
you're
guys.
listening to this on one of our external sites like Spotify or Apple Music, maybe I could be wrong. Then I don't know. I don't know how those work. Feel free to give it another listen if you were that interested, I guess. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Send us your questions either on any of our social media or in the comments down below. We will be sure to read through all of them. And I think that's about it. So, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, thank you guys so much for tuning into our podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Don't be Connor.